A grandmother whose adult daughter died of cancer wanted to take her grandchildren to grief counseling but was denied flex hours. A new mom who wanted to stay home with her new baby had no paid leave. A worker with a feverish child was fired for taking a day off to provide care. More women were in the workforce, but there was no paid family leave, no universal child care, no paid sick days, no flexible hours that workers control. Clearly, it was time for things to change.
I live in the town of La Puente, California. I'm a civil engineer at a water district. I'm also a family caregiver to my brother George. My brother George was born with muscular dystrophy. He's a quadriplegic and he uses a wheelchair. I currently employ a paid family caregiver to assist my brother while I am at work. However, I do assist my brother in the mornings before I leave for work and in the evenings when I get home and throughout the weekend. I have been penalized and discriminated against at work, primarily due to the fact that I've been asked at times to work overtime at the last minute at the end of a day. Unfortunately, I also feel a little bit of discrimination because of the fact that I'm a man. And historically in society, men did not take on the role of being caregivers. But there are a lot of men out there who are caregiving, and an increasing number of men do provide care to aging parents.
The faces of working families are varied. Same-sex couples are raising children. Grandparents are caring for grandchildren. And parents are caring for their parents. There are extended families, step families, and foster families, each with their own needs, trying to care for their loved ones while working. Unions negotiated on these issues, but they were a low priority on labor's agenda. No labor leader ever said that these were not important issues or that they don't care. But there are always 50 other things on their list that also are important. So the Labor Project raised these issues, not as side issues, not as women's issues, but as core labor issues. These important work-family issues require strong union involvement, an economic justice movement, and labor community coalitions. Together with all of you, we created the only online database of union contract language. We developed resources, manuals, reports, and toolkits, and we helped unions negotiate innovative programs like Unite Here Local 2's Child and Elder Care Fund. Success has also come through strong coalition building. The Labor Project organized a successful coalition in California, unions and community groups advocating for paid sick days, child care, and family leave. In 2002, we won a huge victory in California, passing the first paid family leave law in the country.
It was the most stress I'd ever gone through, and there really wasn't any preparation for it.
Walter Yost was a reporter for the Sacramento Bee when a family crisis hit.
My father, who was in his late mid-80s, was diagnosed with dementia. Everything changed.
Yost and his brother cared for their parents so the couple could remain in their home, but his work suffered.
I wasn't doing as good a job, frankly, and I couldn't devote the time. I was always split, my attention was always split. But there was no choice, and we had to step in at that point for what was about a 5-year ride, becoming caregivers overnight. We didn't know much about it. We learned a lot.
Yost was eligible for unpaid leave under the federal FMLA, but it would have been a financial strain. Instead, he was able to take advantage of a state program. California workers pay into a fund that provides 6 weeks a year of paid family leave to care for an ill relative.
It was a big lifesaver for me. It at least provided some income back to me. It also gave me the legal right to take time off.
I took California paid family leave about a year ago when I had my son Joaquin. I work for a small employer, under 50 employees, but my employer is progressive and has policies that made it possible for me to participate in California paid family leave. So I had time to bond with my child, I had time to settle into my role as a mom, and I also was able to seek out the support of other new moms. So sadly, my husband, partner, was unable to take as much leave as I was able to because he didn't have such a progressive employer, even though he worked for a large employer. He was only able to take 2 weeks off. It was really had a lot to do with the work environment and really, I think, the support that a lot of new dads need but aren't receiving. I really think that this program should be expanded. Part-time workers should use it, low-wage workers should have access to it, immigrants, documented, undocumented. You know, all of us have families and all of us have jobs. California paid family leave is really great, and I just wish more people had access to it and more people knew about it.
The Labor Project helped to create Family Values at Work, a network of 21 states with labor community coalitions that have won paid family leave and paid sick days and built strong campaigns for working families. The landscape is changing for the better, but there is still much work to be done. Your work and the work of the Labor Project. Now we are merging with two great organizations in order to move forward in even bigger and better ways. Under new roofs, with new collaborations, our work will continue, and we are counting on you all to be part of the change, to work together so that no one has to decide between their job and their family. Join us as we celebrate this exciting movement. Unions engaged, strong coalitions around the country, winning rights for workers, and building powerful campaigns for working families.